Morning everyone, welcome back to another Apples and Tiaras vlog. Today is Wednesday and I wanted to give all of you an update on my student supply situation. So let's get into it. If you are new here and you're just tuning in, my name is Charlotte and I'm a 4th grade reading, science, and social studies teacher in Northern Arizona. And a couple of vlogs ago, I had kind of a dilemma on my student supplies. So let me just flip you around and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the situation, so I have tables. I have 6 tables, and I typically have 4 to 5 students at each table. So I have under 30 students in each class right now, but I do have 2 blocks of students. I rotate back and forth with my team teacher, Jocelyn. She teaches writing and math. And so this is kind of the supply solution that I had from last year. So last year I had like a table bin in the middle, and it had all the scissors, glue, crayons, colored pencils, pretty much everything they would need, just in like a supply caddy. I'll show you kind of what it looks like. One of these, this is what I want to talk about. I had these out on the tabletops, and all of their stuff would be in there. So, and then I also had a book bin for each class, for each table, and inside of the book bin was their classroom folders and their notebooks, and they were stored along the back counter there. And so every day, someone would have to go get the bins and bring them to the table, and then the kids would use them, put them back, and there was nowhere to store their reading books. We had to keep the glue sponges completely separate, so whenever we needed them, we would just pass them out. And it was fine, but it was just a lot of like back and forth, get what you need kind of stuff. And so I invested money into these towers, is what we call them. And so each class has a drawer for their materials. So one class has, red folders. That's my second block. And then my first block has blue folders. And so their notebooks and folders go in here. And every morning, one of their jobs is to take all the folders and notebooks out and just have them on the table. That way they're ready for whatever comes their way in reading or science. And then the very top, we have a book box for each block. So the blue box is for my homeroom. The purple box is for my second block. This is where their reading books go. So when they're done with their warm-up, they pull out a book and read, or if they finish work early, they pull out a book and read. And so on the on the top of the tower is where they would store their reading books. And then I also have a box here for our novel study that we're doing, so because of Winn-Dixie. So we keep the Winn-Dixie books on the top of the table in the green bucket so that they stay nice, and the kids share them between blocks. So the problem I was having, also my table groups are named by continent and they're laid out geographically correct. So it is my attempt to get them to memorize the continents. So anyway, in the top drawer is where we store all of the student supplies. Now, another thing I want to mention is I do have color-coded chairs. So on this side of the table, there's a pink, green, and then on the other side of the table, so over there, would be orange, yellow, and then the back seat is blue. So inside of this top drawer, there are color-coded supply boxes. Now, this was a solution that we came up with. Someone mentioned pencil bags. Someone said like pencil boxes for each kid. What I did have before was I just had the scissors tossed in here loose. Each kid had a crayon box. You can see them in here. And then I had the highlighters tossed in, and nobody had glue sticks. So what I did was I ordered these pencil bags. Every bag matches a seat color. So there's a yellow, an orange, a blue, a green, and a pink, except for the pinks are purple, and that's just how it ended up being. But this is what it should look like. So in every pencil bag, there should be a pair of scissors, a coordinating crayon box, 2 glue sticks, and a highlighter, a circle highlighter. And so what I'm coming across now, the issue now, is that yes, I do have all these wonderful supply bags, and for the most part, the kids are doing a good job keeping them organized. Like you can see, this table has done a really nice job keeping them organized. This one's not zipped and is missing its crayon box. This one is unzipped and has random junk in it, and is missing scissors. But then we get to this issue. Oh, there's the crayon box. So the glue sponges are still in here. And then also I keep a box of colored pencils in here for each team and a sharpener. And so that is kind of taking up a lot of the space inside of the drawer. And I don't know where the... Okay, I guess that one does go there. I don't know where the other scissors went. But there is a system. If you're missing something from your bag, it means that the person before you that used it did not put it back correctly. So usually I'll send them over to ask that kiddo where the scissors went. Or they can come over to the student center and just shop for what they need. So like that bag is missing a pair of scissors. So when it comes time to use scissors, that kid can just come over here and grab a new pair of scissors from the drawer, from the box, and replenish their bag. Same thing with a missing colored crayon. If they're missing a green, they go buy it or go get a green from the box and replenish their bag. So the issue I'm coming across now is that this is happening. Not everything is fitting nicely in the drawer, and they're just getting shoved. So I think what I might end up doing is removing the glue sponges from the bins like I used to do, store them on the back counter, and anytime we need to glue, I'll just send the student of the day or the helper of the week, which is always up there at the top of the board. So every week I change the table leader. So this week it's the student who sits in the yellow chair. They're the table leader for the week. Yes. It's the @ symbol now instead of the exclamation point. I had to change it. So what I think I might do to solve this problem is just collect the glue sponges and put them off to the side, because I do want them to have access to the colored pencils. So if we put the colored pencils all the way in the back, and then if we lay the things in here like this, they should fit, with the exception of maybe one needing to get laid down on top of the colored pencils. Let's test it out. Okay, so 2 of them need to lay down. Okay, so 2 of them have to lay down in there, but it should close as long as everything is laid in there nicely and it's not just tossed in. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to collect the glue sponges and I'll just store them probably on this counter over here. I'll just literally stack them, because we don't use glue every single day and it wouldn't be that hard to just send one kid over to get a glue sponge. Oh, you gotta turn it down, baby. Like this class or this table did a pretty good job. Anyway, so I think that's what I'm gonna do to solve this issue. That way the drawers can close and everything is nice and neat, because it's just causing, like, kids are arguing over, like, we'll fix it. Like, it's just, you know, a never-ending cycle of arguments. So anyway, I think that will be a good solution to the new dilemma, which is overcrowding in the drawer. So that is what I'm going to do to solve this issue. For now, I'll report back if any major issues arise from it. But I think it'll be fine because, again, we don't use glue sponges every single day. In the event that a kid would need to glue something real quick, we do have glue sticks in their little baggies. And so they can use those in a pinch. But look, this doesn't take up that much space. Perfectly fine. I'm not worried about it. And hopefully it will be a great solution. So, yeah. Another thing that I could show you about student supplies. Back here I keep all the headphones and mice in these bags. This has been great. A little trick though, because in previous years, not very, well, last year a few of my iClever headphones got broken. And so in the past I did this, last year I did not. But basically if a student wants to borrow my headphones or mice, they have to leave one of their shoes on the counter back here. So they literally would take a shoe off, place it up here, take a bag, and then that way they're a little bit more conscious of how they're treating my stuff, because if they were to break something, I would keep their shoe and let their parent know that they broke something of mine, their headphones, the mouse, whatever it is, and that I have their shoe, and that needs to be replaced. I don't think it's fair that I have to buy the replacement if you were careless and broke my things. Because a lot of times what was happening was kids were just leaving their headphones on the ground, and then they'd get stepped on or the cord would get pulled out. And so if I take their shoe, then they're a little bit more conscious of the headphones that they're borrowing, and it's less likely that something's going to get broken. And it has worked out lovely thus far. So I'll let you guys know how it continues to go. I do have some little chores I need to do around my classroom this morning. It's only 7:18, so I have some time before kids get here. I'm pretty much planned for the day. I just need to run around and do like cleanup stuff. So yeah. I guess that's it for this vlog. I just really wanted to update you guys on the student supply situation. So I will let you know again if anything changes or if I need to mix things up. That's kind of like a trend in teaching. We're always mixing things up just to like see if it'll make life easier. But anyway, maybe that was helpful to any of you if you have struggle time with student supplies or organizing, like if you have tables or if you team teach with someone else and your kids move around, and it's just, anyway, this is my current solution. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on my socials, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.